a very basic level, if anyone's dabbled into working out or fitness, you do know principally that you have to do 1, 2, 3 things and your body transformation should fall into place. But then it doesn't. So how do you approach a body transformation to begin with?
Okay.
That it'll be successful for sure.
So fitness or body recomposition is basically a function of maths and science, right? And there's one equation to basically rule them all, your law of thermodynamics. Closed energy system, energy can neither be created or destroyed, right? You can only add or subtract. So one equation, calories in versus calories out. Okay, that's your base equation for everything. You cannot change that when it comes to recomposing your body. I'm not talking about health. I'm not talking about nutrition. I'm not talking about that aspect of it. I'm talking about aesthetic differences in terms of body recomposition. What are calories in? Food you eat, nutrition that fuels your body. Anything that goes in your mouth, right? Calories out, energy you expend from our body. Now, this energy that you expend from our body generally happens in 3 ways. Number 1, your body just working and you existing, organs, biological functions. One aspect of energy, calories out or energy expenditure, right? Quite a massive aspect of it, okay? Call your base metabolic rate.
Yeah.
Number 2, move around in a day. All your movement accumulates. Me doing this could have burnt 1/10 of a calorie, right? This movement patterns are never going to be identical, right? Steps you take, movements you make, words you speak, never going to be exactly the same, day 1, day 2, day 2. So these two are kind of involuntary calorie expenditure that happens in the day. Third part of calorie expenditure is through exercise if you're exercising that day, all right? Now, taking these two things, calories in versus calories out, if you want to put on mass on your body, or if you want to put on fat, or if you want to store fat, or why do we put on weight, or why do we put on fat? We put on fat when calories in is more than calories out. That is, food you eat is more than energy you expend. Now, all this extra food that you've eaten that hasn't been burnt is not going to disappear. Settles down in your body as fat or muscle, depending on how you train and what you eat. You don't train at all, it'll all settle down as fat, right? So that's how we put on fat. You own a manufacturing plant, you have excess raw material that you don't use. What will you do with this excess raw material? Store it as inventory.
Yeah.
Overall mass of the plant increases. That's how we put on fat or muscle, or that's how we put on weight. Plain and simple, no way to change that. Similarly, the other way around, you want to lose mass from a body, lose fat, or how do we get thinner, right? Calories in needs to be less than calories out. You need to be in a caloric deficit. And now, since the body is not getting energy through food, it needs a new source. So it then will go and burn its own fat or burn its own muscle to release energy to do that work, right? What is the body doing? Going and hitting its inventory. Now what we do is we take advantage of this fact. So if we want to lose mass from our body, we force the body into a caloric deficit, right? If we want to put on mass, we force the body into caloric surplus. Now within this equation, you manipulate, right? If you want to put on, the process of bulking or putting on muscle is when you go in a surplus and then you tweak your training that surplus gets stored as muscle and fat. And when you want to lean down or bulk, you tweak your workout so that you're burning only fat, not muscle.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just the basis of body recomposition. So it's just a function of how much you eat. I'm not saying what you eat.
Yeah.
How much you eat and how much you train. Within that, you can then tweak.
But that's what I'm saying. This makes so much sense. This is what we all have been told. But then you don't see that many people with a six-pack walking around.
So that will come to the misconceptions and the miseducation that's out there, right? And how to work around those things, okay? Very simplest. I'm going to take you through 2 massive misconceptions in nutrition and in workouts. Right? How you should approach that and what are the mistakes people are making, which they can then tweak to achieve the goals that they want in a very sustainable fashion. Okay. Number 1, when it comes to nutrition, eating to lose fat and eating healthy, very separate things, right? In the quest to eat healthy, a lot of people overconsume calories, which is going to put you in a surplus, makes you fatter, right? Simple example, dry fruits. 8 or 9 almonds, 100 calories, 8, 10 cashews, 100 calories, 3 walnuts, 100 calories, 1 big date, 90 calories. You have that individually in those amounts, amazing for you, superfood, super nutrients, hell yeah. You have a handful of nuts. Where's all this extra energy going to be stored? Even though it's good nutrients, where's all this extra energy going to be stored? Fat. Right? Simplest mistake people make is overeating healthy foods, thinking they're eating healthy, but then it gets stored as fat.
Yeah.
You'll have a smoothie bowl, acai banana, peanut butter, cranberries, coconut shavings, dry fruits on top, cocoa nibs on top. Have a 700 calorie dense smoothie bowl, but not eat a 150 calorie Magnum ice cream.
Yeah.
Why? Smoothie bowl is perceived as healthy. How do you define healthy? Vaguest term in the world. The word I hate the most. I'm eating healthy. Depending on what else you eat in a day, that may not be healthy. That may be excess. Right? These are places where people go wrong.
That's such a valid point, and this is something like we've done one episode on sugar, and my whole thing, even with like that date example, is this, right? That just because it's natural doesn't mean
sugar can be your friend in so many ways.
Yeah.
Right? You can use it as a source of fuel. You can use it to fuel your workouts. There's so many ways you can take advantage of a simple. See, all your carbs, whether you're having a complex, simple, or sugar, all are going to be stored in your body as glucose. Difference is how it gets to glucose. And you can manipulate that fact in so many ways and use it to your advantage.
Give me some tips on that, because again, sugar a lot of times just becomes this big villain, right?
Okay, so that's one thing why I also got a lot of notoriety is because I am completely okay with sugar in moderate amounts.
Yeah.
Right? So sugar, like I said, whether you're having a complex carbohydrate or a simple carbohydrate or carbs in its simplest form, all these carbs are broken down at the end of the day and stored in your body as glucose for energy. Complex carbs broken down more time of digestion, more calories burnt while digesting, more nutrients absorbed while digesting, therefore healthier. End product, same as popping in candy, glucose in your bloodstream. And you can use this fact maybe in a couple of ways to your advantage. Number one, just think of it as a person who's feeling dizzy. What is the first thing you give him?
Sugar.
Instant source of energy.
Yeah.
You're an athlete, you're a marathon runner, you're competing. What is the thing you see them eat the most?
Yeah.
Glucon-D, gummy bears, right? Instant source of energy. So suppose you've had a bad day of work, you need to jump into a meeting or a workout where you need to focus. Having that 100 calories of sugar can make you maybe work out for another 400 calories or give you that energy, right? You can use it as a fuel. So sugar is not, I'm not promoting sugar.
Yeah.
I'm saying if your total carb intake is so much, if 10% of your day is sugar, that's fine, right? I give myself, say, 100 calories or 200 calories of sugar or simpler carbs to eat, because that's fine. What is that as compared to the 90% that you're eating well, right? So don't demonize sugar and then not consume it and then go overboard in
that
the other
chain,
aspect.
Right? That vicious cycle of not having sugar for a few months and then binging on it when you get back to it
is
like so many people fall for that,
right? So very happy. Like I'll tell people, eat your 2 pieces of chocolate a day. I don't care. What is 100 calories? Where overall you're in a deficit. 90% of the day you're getting the nutrients you need. I'm fueling you with the carbs, protein, fats that you need. Have a little bit of sugar. Okay with it. Same problem with cheat meals, right? Everyone thinks cheat meals is the best thing to do. Problem with cheat meals is 4 to 5 days you'll be in a caloric deficit. Perfect, exactly what you need to be doing. Then that one day you'll go have pizza, fries, burger, cake, ice cream, whatever the hell you want, have a 3,000 calorie meal and undo the deficit you've built over the whole week. I know so many people who are super clean and disciplined during the week, go into a surplus because of this one day, now end up putting on fat at the end of the day because cumulatively then a surplus. Then be like, hey, I'm eating clean, why am I not seeing progress?
Yeah.
Well, no shit, right? Rather live an 80-20 life. 80% of a day, be clean, get the nutrients you need. 20%, give yourself those calories to play around with.